this before. I wasn't quite as whispery, I was a bit more growly. So, let's take a minute and watch what happens here and see what I've done today. This yellow one is a refugee, and its goal should be to go after the crates here. And per the behavior that I've coded into it, it's going to sit still for a moment before going on to the next crate. Good, 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 good. That over there in the green, that's a scav. I haven't implemented the full behavior yet, but its goal is to pick up the crates and bring them back to base, which should mean that after about 5 crates, it'll bring it back home, which gives our refugee time to snag a few if the scav is slow. But look at them, they're fighting over it. In any case, let's dive into the code. Do you like the airship? I added that thanks to a friend. It's probably going to be an Easter egg of some description, but for right now, the spotlight's just following it. In any case, diving into code now. So let's start about the ACAI. This stands for the Actor Control Artificial Intelligence, which is the base form of actor control. Come to think of it, this doesn't have anything, so I can probably get rid of the actor control base because I'm already. So let's go ahead and do that right quick. I need to unminimize the game, go to the project, and find actor control. There we go. And now, instead of inheriting from actor control, the ACAI inherits from mono behavior. Okay. Let's hope that it has good behavior. So, this block here is a declaration of some useful little toys. A goal, a navmesh agent, and a checklist full of transforms. Then we have the start function, which runs initialize. This is done because start can't be overridden very easily, but initialize can be run elsewhere. So it's public, which means that other functions can call it, whether that be the inheritors of the ACAI. Void, which means that it returns nothing, and it has no arguments, which would normally fit tight inside these circular brackets. Then it asks if the checklist has been initialized, and if it hasn't, it initializes the checklist, sets up a nice little row of boxes where data can fit in. And as such, we go on to the update function. This runs once per frame. It's a Unity built-in thing. And we have the set goal, which is down here. If the goal hasn't been set, then the thing returns because you can't do anything with that. But if it's not, then it goes down to here. So this here is an if statement, and the way that the if statement works is that this right here evaluates to a boolean, a little true or false, a little path status is complete, then we go ahead and reassign the goal position. This is so that the AI doesn't really have to write down the changes as they happen. It doesn't have to keep updating every frame. It can update if and only if the difference is greater than a single unit. And that's the set call function. So we do that if there is a goal to set to. And otherwise, well, regardless of if that happens or not, we then run this section. The goal is, if the goal is not present, and this double line means or, the goal position and transform dot position, basically the current position and the goal's position are different by a magnitude of greater than 1. Then we run this. We then check to see if the goal isn't null, which is to say that there is actually a location that it can go to. We return true, indicating that the check goal has finished. But in the update you'll see that there is no set goal, there is no check goal, my mistake. And that's because with inheritance you can have things outside the function calling it. And that's what this does here. It gets a little bit more complicated, but since we are inheriting from the actor control AI, it means that right on down here, we can call upon the old writings, the base writings, and as a function of that, we can also override those writings, tell it that it's going to be submissive, and listen to its betters, its more recent inheritor. And so in that regard, that's what this override keyword means. It means that it's writing over something from the base, the bottom tier, and it's making it new and different, and giving it new instruction and telling it exactly what it should do. So, in that case, you'll see that in the case of the refugee who's supposed to wait a minute and have his lunch break on top of a crate that he's got, it's going to run the base version of check goal, but only if a bit of time has passed. Otherwise it's going to return false, because it's not ready. And that's basically how you work this. So, similarly with the achieve goal, there's this pause variable that's added as an argument, and if that's true, then we feed it to the achieve goal of the base version, while also setting the time, because the base version doesn't care about the time. And with this combination of factors, we were able to make this bratty little bit of code do what it was supposed to, as you saw at the start of the video. That's all I really have for today. This was experimental, to say the